All right. So thank you for hopping on for our February team call. We have a very special guest. I'm super excited to have Steph on the call tonight. So I introduced her, told you a little bit about her in our team page when I told you that she was going to be on tonight, but I didn't mention, I feel like a lot of the coaches that I've connected with, ironically, have been through my mastermind that I started last year with Josh Coates, and Steph was one of them. She was in our mastermind, and we still kind of have our crew together and mastermind in our group thread without Josh. But I'm really excited because I've seen Steph grow leaps and bounds over 2018 and moving into 2019. She is an 8-star diamond coach. She is a 2019 elite coach. She's also 1-star in her second business center. And she is the Success Club 10 legend, which is awesome. And I don't know if you knew this, Steph, but your team is Team Fierce and Focused, and our team is Team Fit and Focused. So we have such similar team names too.
That's awesome.
But yeah, so I am very excited for you to share with us. So I'm going to let you take it away.
Awesome. Well, thank you guys for having me. I appreciate it. Appreciate you taking the time out of your night to join. But yeah, I'm just going to start out by telling you a little bit about my story and where I started in all of this, because I had no idea that this was even possible when I started. I didn't know that it would turn into this. I mean, I saw it, right? I followed all the coaches who were having awesome success and comparing myself and telling myself that that could never be me. And so it's really I'm in awe of everything that happened last year. Rylan, buddy. I tried to get him out of the room. It did not work. So I saw he likes to sing to himself. So if you hear that over there, that's what that is. But I'll go back to where I started. So I've been coaching for a little over 3.5 years. I started out just for the discount, like most of us did. I saw my coach's post come across my feed. We went to high school together. And what I was doing wasn't working. I was bored of it. I was going to the gym, whatever. I was on medicine I didn't need to be on because of my nutrition. I was in pain. I was depressed. I just needed something more. No, honey, I'm on a team call. You can't do this, okay? And this is what happens when you have to work in your kitchen because your internet is awful downstairs. So anyway, I just needed something else in my life. And so I reached out to her, and I was probably one of the easiest people, I guess, to sign up. I was just like, sign me up for whatever you're doing, and I will do this with you. And so I was one that just jumped right into it. I felt amazing. I did 21 Day Fix Extreme over and over and over again, got good results, and showed up every day in the group. And so she just reached out to me and asked if I had ever thought of coaching. And I think that's one takeaway that I want you to have is that don't prejudge people, because I think we do that a lot. I think we think, because Ashton didn't ask me right away because I had a full-time job. I had my master's. She didn't think I needed this or I would want this in my life. And so I think keep that in your mind, like not to prejudge anybody. I literally invite everybody to this opportunity because it's transformed my life in every way. And so I just I started out again just to pay for my Shakeology because I wasn't giving that up. It had I am not a doctor. I'm not saying that it cured me, but it took me off my meds. I have had no more ER visits. So I live by Shakeology. I will not miss a day. And so I needed that to cover that payment. We were in debt pretty bad. And I actually had to have help from my mom to pay some of it off. When people say they don't have $160, I didn't. but so I get really worked up when people give me that excuse, because it's an excuse. Like, you can make it happen. And so that was me. We were transferring money from our checking or our savings to our checking. We had completely depleted our savings, overdrafted, just bad. And we were not in a good situation. And so when I saw the little things here and there, like the Beachbody money rolling in a little bit, I was like, oh, this could be something. And then I just fell in love. Like, it just clicked with me. I was passionate about it. I remember walking into my full-time job and I was like, I can't do this anymore. I want Beachbody to be my full-time. This is my passion. I've met so many amazing people, and I feel the best I've ever felt in my life. And I have my husband even says, like, I have a light in my eye, like my eyes, like I'm passionate now. I was not passionate about that job that it took me away from my family every day. So I kind of went all in. I decided that I'm going to go balls to the wall, and I am going to work in the pockets that I have, working full time and having 3 kids. I went to the bathroom a lot during my job because we weren't supposed to be on our phone, but to answer messages, I didn't go out to eat with my coworkers anymore. Little things like that. Like, I just hustled on the little time that I had. And so I left my full-time job. March 2017 is when I walked out of that, and it was the best feeling that I've ever felt in my life. And I never looked back. Last year, so January 2018, sadly, I had no idea what elite was. Like, I'm just going to be honest. I didn't know to push for it. My coach in October of 2017 was like, you're kind of close to premier. Maybe you should shoot for that. And I was like, excuse me, I have no idea what that is. And so we kind of went over it. But in January of so just a year ago, I was like, what is this? I don't even know what this is, but I just looked at it, and I, looked at all the coaches that had hit it the year before. And I was like, I want this. This is going to happen. And so it's when I decided that this business could change our lives, because at that point I was making the same as I was making in my full-time job. That's why I was able to leave a little bit more, actually. And it just kept growing. And I was like, I saw the potential, and I saw what this is doing for my family and my health. And so I went all in. And let me see if I gallery view. So I want you guys to raise your hand, and maybe you guys are awesome at this. I don't know, but I did it on my team call. And there were some, it's been a while, but there were some that didn't raise their hand. So I want you to raise your hand. I want you to be honest with yourself. Do you do personal development every single day? Okay. So not everybody. And that was the missing link for me from the summer of 2017 to January, when I decided that I needed to stop making excuses in this business and do what I could do with this. I wasn't reading personal development. Yes, it's taught to us that we're supposed to do that. It's a vital behavior, and it's on my tracker, but I don't have time. I didn't have time for it. I told myself I didn't have time, was trying to build this business. But in that, I was losing my fire, and I was losing my light, because every single no that I got, I would just think badly about myself. Every single challenger that canceled, or coach that canceled or fell off, this business can be tough. It can be hard, and there are hard days. And that's why personal development should be a non-negotiable every single day. The minute that I picked up that book and I wake up 10 minutes earlier and put that into my brain, this business changed. And that sounds weird maybe, but that is the pivotal moment for me in this is my personal development. And if I picked up a book and the first like half a chapter didn't speak to me, I found something else. And so I think that's a big piece too, is you've got to know what you need, what speaks to you. For me right now, 6 months to six figures is speaking to me, and it's like breathing life into my business. So that's a little bit about my background. And the people always ask like, what changed? And I seriously believe it was personal development, and just I have some notes over here, and just leaning into this. That's the other thing I wanted to talk about is life. Let's be honest. Life is hard. Life sucks sometimes. This last year, the year that I went elite, January, so my grandma passed away. My cousin tragically died. My uncle died. My dad was diagnosed with Alzheimer's. Like, my life could have crumbled. I could have stayed in bed. It was the hardest year I have ever faced. But because I had personal development, because I had this community, I leaned in versus leaning out. And our entire life has changed. I can go home and be with my dad because of this business. I have to let my dog out. So this is real life. Dogs, kids. And so where was I going with that? I totally just lost my train of thought. What was I saying, Michelle? I don't even remember what I was saying.
Yeah, I think you were going to be talking about leaning in. And that
yeah.
Because of
so leaning in. So, I have coaches who are going through divorces. I have coaches who are moving. I have coaches whose kids are really sick. And the ones that have chosen to lean in through it have come out stronger and have been able to financially support the certain situations and are able to have this support system that they don't have outside of this. The ones that I can only think of one particular one that has completely leaned out. And it's sad. Like and I know she misses it. I know she really does. And so, she's starting to come back, but it's like starting all over. And that is the other thing that I wanted to talk about is, consistency in this business is 100% key. I don't know if it was on the National Wake Up Call or if it was on a team call, but it spoke to me. I say it to my team every day. The mundane little things that we do every single day, the boring, mundane, inviting, whatever it is, adds to momentum, which adds to miracles if you do that every single day. So the mundane, momentum, miracles. And I absolutely love that. I think it's so true. I tell my coaches that I have failed in this business a lot. You can't be afraid to fail in this business. You just can't. You have to be afraid to not fail, because if you don't fail, then that means you're not trying. And I have failed forward a lot. I've learned a lot, but I always say to my coaches, the one thing that I feel like I did not fail at was the minute I opened my business page on Facebook in March 2016, and I have not posted on that page ever in one day. I think that's huge because I have gained so much trust from my followers. And the people that have been following me the whole time are now signing up. It's when we go missing that we lose that trust and that bond that we had from those people we don't even know are watching us. I can't tell you the amount of people that have messaged me saying, you have gotten me out of bed every single day for the last year, or you have, I'm ready now. I've been following you for 6 months. But had I gone missing, if through those hard days, they wouldn't be in my life probably, And so I encourage you to lean in and stay consistent on your page. And I know we say that all the time, but it's so easy to just take a couple days off when we don't feel like it. But it has to happen so you can be the light for those people that are watching you. Because the minute they don't see you show up for a few days, they lose that trust and they go to the next person that is, and they will sign up with that person. So that's probably the one thing. And trust me, my post sucked, like at the beginning. Like it was like a bottle of Shakeology, like, hi, I can't wait to try this. Like that was literally my first post. It was so awful. So that part I failed forward at, but I didn't fail at showing up every day. Right. So like they've seen me screw up and they've seen me post awful things. And I will tell you, the first probably 6 months of my business page, I had to text my best friend and ask her to go like my stuff because nobody else was. So please keep that in mind. Who cares if nobody's engaging? 70% of people who see your stuff do not press that like button. And I do it. I scroll and I'm like, and I don't like anything. And not because I'm doing it on purpose, but it's just human nature. So just please get that out of your mind and know that they are watching. There's people out there that you will have no idea until they message you. Okay. So, and if I'm talking too fast or if you have questions, you guys just ask me. The other thing that I tell my team to make, posting at least once a day a non-negotiable. That should be clocking in and out of your business every day. And the other one that I say should be a non-negotiable each month is hitting Success Club. The thing is like, if you do all the things every day, you will hit Success Club. If you don't, you won't. So I think that if you aren't hitting Success Club or you're struggling in that area, I think you should have a gut check with yourself and realize that you're not doing all the things every single day. Because if you were, you would be hitting Success Club. I promise you. Now, if you are and you feel like you are, then I would maybe talk to Michelle about your conversations, because I've had coaches message me. They say, I'm doing all these invites and nobody's joining me. And then I'm like, okay, just send me some, conversation snippets and I will check them out. And they were super salesy, and not because it's just because she didn't know how to do it. She was new. And so I walked her through it and it's so much better now. So I think if something's not working, you gotta tweak it and figure out what's not working. Okay. So Success Club should be non-negotiable because that means you're moving your business forward. And whether or not this is what you do it for, it's how you earn those trips. I didn't accept my first trip that I earned because I thought it was not real. I didn't think that we could really have a paid trip. Yeah, right. So I let it go to the next person. But since then, I have accepted every single one and they've been amazing. And so I just strive for that every single month, because it means that you're moving your business forward. If you're helping at least 3 people find this solution for themselves. Okay. Okay. Let's see. Yeah, I did the mundane momentum miracles. Okay. So this one is big. My business is 150,000% built on follow-ups. Like, absolutely, follow-ups are game changing and what have changed my business. I used to hit SC6, SC10, and now I hit at least 30 every month. From follow-ups. I started a list October 2017 of people that have said anything from, I need this someday, or maybe later, not maybe after the holidays, anything that has said to me that they need this in their life someday, or they're really depressed, but they're trying the gym. So we'll see how this goes. They go on my follow-up list, and I follow up with them until they join this journey. And it's because I believe in this so much. So if someone says that I am going to the gym, I check in on them every month and I ask how the gym's going. And a lot of times, eventually, the gym's not going so well. And so they change to this. Okay. But because I continue to follow up on them, I feel like our job starts as a coach when somebody says that they want this someday or not right now. That's when my job starts. And so that is when they go on that list, and I just, every single month I go through the entire list, and then I take them off once they've joined this journey. Because when we invite and then they say, check in with me later, or maybe after the holidays, or not now, I'm at the gym, I'm doing good. But if so if they say, no, I'm doing great, I love the gym, I don't usually put them on my follow-up list. But if they say, I got back at the gym, I'm struggling, we're going to see if this works type thing, then they go on my follow-up list. But I feel like if we just invite them that one time, and then not until we have the next challenge group come up that we invite a mass invite, that's when we sound salesy. And that's when it doesn't show that we care. Like, how is the gym going? I ask that. How is keto going? How is, when I'm following up with people, I'm always asking, how is your health journey going? So I think it's just taking it a step further past the invite process, and not just following up with the people that have said, yes, I want to do this, and you have a share card out too. What about all those people that you've talked to in the past that you've forgotten about, or that have said that maybe someday they'll reach back out to you? And then you said, because at first that's what I was doing. I was like, okay, girl, just let me know when you're ready. Well, they won't. They won't let us know because it's a fear thing. So follow-ups, 100%, my business is built on those. The two other things I just wanted to cover. Am I talking too much? Okay. So two other things that I wanted to cover is on Instagram. And if you aren't on stories, guys, you're missing the boat. Like, you're missing a huge piece of what we can do as coaches. That's one thing that I do. I'm like, I was super annoyed that I had to stop Snapchat and get on stories, but everybody told me to do it, and so I did it. And that's another place where I fail forward. The first one I took, I just said, well, I guess Snapchat is over. So, well, hello, Instagram. Like, that was my first story. And I've just kind of gotten better over the last year and a half. When I started this business, I didn't know what Instagram was. I only had Facebook. So it was brand new to me, but I was willing to try it. And, if you're new to stories, they're going to be hard at first. It's going to be uncomfortable talking to your phone, but now it's like a huge part of my day. It's my people that I'm talking to. And 90% of the people that I sign up are from my stories. Because that is where they're going. Like, they want to know who you are versus just scrolling through and seeing like the highlight reel in our feeds. Like, there's so much noise on social media that people are going into stories to see who you are. And that's why I talk to them in there. I invite them in there. I share my life in there. I share that my dog is crazy in there. And that's one thing I got from a girl I just asked. She had said she's been following 3 other coaches. And I said, well, why me? Why did you choose to sign up with me? And she said, because you are relatable. Like, your house is crazy. I showed that I have laundry, but I was still getting it done. It's not perfect, but it's done. And so I think that is a huge key of stories, is that's what it's meant to be, is your real life, not a highlight reel. So get on stories if you're not on there. Maybe you guys all are. That's awesome if you are, but that's a big part of my business. And then the one other thing is when people go to your page, they should not know that you're a Beachbody coach. I have so many people that are on my stories that I go to message, and it says on their profile www.teambeachbody.com/whatever. And I mean, it's super easy for me to not message them then, but nobody is going to, you're not Beachbody is what I'm trying to say. You're you. Beachbody just happens to be a huge part of that. But if you go to my page and look, you don't really know that I'm a Beachbody coach. I never say Beachbody. I never say Energize. I never say Shakeology. And that's how people really fall in love with you, and you stand out outside of the noise. So I would highly recommend if you do have any of that on your profile. So when I message people and they're like, I'm already a coach, and I tell them, good job. You're doing an awesome job, because I had no idea that you were a coach. So, I still share my workouts, but I just don't ever say the name of it all, because we are so much more than that. Okay. So questions.
Thank you, Steph. I love this. Thanks. I mean, I feel like it's tips we need to hear, like, and be reminded of over and over. Just those simple things. I love the mundane things, build momentum, and that makes miracles happen. I think that that's so true. But I have a question for you, because I forget, but I think it would be good to know. So at the end of 2017, you were close to Premier. Did you end up being Premier that year?
No, so we were a 2-star team, and then we dropped. I was starting January 2017. I was a diamond coach.
You mean 2018 or?
Yeah, sorry, 2018.
Okay, that was my next question. Okay, so that is huge too to know. Being a diamond in 2018, January 2018, a diamond coach, and ended the year as an 8-star diamond elite team with 1-star in Tech and Business Center. So that's awesome.
And that's another thing that shifted for me, is that I decided that I wanted a huge support system around me, and I didn't want to do this alone anymore. I had one really go-getter coach, and then I had another set of coaches who weren't really doing anything, and it was just stressing me out. I was done pulling people. I just wanted people that wanted this like I did. And so I started talking about coaching a lot more, even when I didn't have the quote unquote income that I wanted or whatever. I talked like I did already. And I talked like, you need this in your life. I share coaching all the time on my page and in my stories now. And I invite everybody to coaching that are already in my, challenge groups. I give them the opportunity to sign up as a discount coach right away, because that's what I did. And I feel like if we aren't offering that to them, we're doing them a disservice. So that was the other thing, that I really just leaned into my team, and we're close. We talk every day, and it's just been a huge support system, because none of my friends have joined me. They talk about me. They aren't the nicest about it, very passive aggressive about what I do. And that has made me want to push harder and prove them wrong. And so we ended the year 2018 as a 8-star elite team, 1-star in Second Business Center. And I've officially tripled my income. And so it's just been amazing, in all aspects.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's something that has stood out to me about you, just hearing you talk and then working with you, is like you just have such a huge heart and you just truly always put people first. So even though you say that, Success Club is a non-negotiable, like it's about the people that you're helping and, always putting those people up on those follow-up lists because you're not giving up on them. You want them to have this opportunity, and B, like your belief. So you believe in this so much. And I think that that's huge too. Like the belief in what we do as coaches, what we have to offer, the products and resources that we have to offer too, that belief that you have behind it really stands out to me as well. So thank you for sharing. Lola, you have a question. Go ahead and ask it.
Yeah, sorry. I have to get my husband to turn down the volume.
I understand.
I just have a question about the coach inviting on like stories or Instagram. If you've removed your anything that says Team Beachbody, how do you invite for coaching without saying exactly who you work for or that you're a coach for?
Well, I just don't say it on like in my posts or on like when I personally invite people, my wording usually, I mean, a lot of times it's already people in my challenge groups, but if I see someone that I feel like would rock this, I already love fitness or whatever, I will message them and I will say, have you ever thought of doing what I do? You would be amazing. And so that's kind of how, when I talk about it in my posts, I will say this community, this lifestyle, like these friendships have transformed my life. If you want to be a part of this, let's chat. And so it's always like in the back, in Messenger. Yeah. Does that make sense? Yeah. Because the thing is, I mean, when people see Beachbody, they're going to Google it and they're going to sign up. If I had a girl message me, she's like, hey, I just signed up for Beachbody on Demand because I had been talking to her forever. And she didn't get me as her coach, obviously, because she got a random coach. And I was like, well, girl, you could have, So when people, they don't know, they don't understand that, I believe. And so when they see Beachbody or when they say Shakeology, they're going to Google it. They're going to get their own idea of what it is and not really get the real idea of what it is before they talk to us. And so then they'll never message us. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
And I think you can still say coach and reference being a coach, but I think it's just like keeping out Beachbody,
I like to call it like, I always say coach / cheerleader / mentor, because sometimes I think people are afraid of the word coach. Well, I don't have a health and fitness background. I don't know how I could coach, so I like to use the word cheerleader a lot. But that's just me.
Yeah, I like that. But I think just overall not using all the brands, like, everyone's doing, I think just about everyone on this call right now is doing Transform 20. So you don't need to be talking about doing Transform 20. You can talk about your new program, your 20-minute workout, using, that curiosity that you're piquing.
Yeah. Yeah. And, there was something else I was going to say. What I have done with my team is I've compiled, and maybe you guys do this too, but I've compiled all of our transformation pictures in an album in our team page, and it's free reign for everybody to use them. So that way I show at least one of those in my story every day. Just because, we're doing it, but are other people really getting results too? Like, people need to know that. And so I think it's huge to show other transformations as well, not just our own.
Yeah, I like that. We also started, we are working on putting together like coach stories too. Just actually kind of in our mastermind that Jennifer just talked about in our group, in our chat that we were just talking about today. But yeah, putting together coach stories about just how you got started and why you're a coach and that kind of thing to add in your stories. And that's something that, we can put together an album in our team page as well for that too. I like the idea of doing the transformation album.
Yeah.
To be able to share. Any other questions for Stefanie? Anything else? Okay. All right. Well, thank you so much for sharing with us tonight, Stefanie. Thank you for taking the time out of your day. I know it's a little earlier than it is here on the East Coast, but it's a little later for us. So I know, my kids are sleeping while yours are still awake.
Well, ours should be asleep, but I don't know where my husband is.
But okay, well, thanks for sharing with us. I appreciate it so much. Hopefully you guys had some.
You're welcome.
And I hope you all have, I wanted to make one more announcement. I was going to post it in the team page. But for those of you that maybe saw it in the champions page, because I know it affects some of you on this call right now, they actually, did anyone see that they are like restarting the success starters numbers? Like as of today. So if you have not previously gotten any Success Club points, so for some of you this doesn't apply, but there are a few of you on here that it does apply to you. If you have never gotten Success Club points, this is like your month one. So if you achieve success, it's like a fresh start for successors. If you achieve Success Club in February, March, and April, you earn yourself a free ticket to Summit. So, which is really awesome. So, for you, Heidi, this is your second month. So technically this is like month one. It's like month one regardless, because it's like your first full month. But Julie, this would apply to you. So if you, and even
so what if you already purchased the ticket?
I was just going to tell you that they would reimburse you, because that's how
I do have one that I bought, the one that, because I got the new coach one, and I think that you can transfer that, or
I believe they would reimburse you, because there have been people in the past that have done it.
Okay.
So that's something really to work towards achieving this in the next 3 months.
Yeah. As a Success Club starter, I can tell you, it is incredible. I thought it was something like everybody just did. Like I just thought that you just started being a new coach and everybody just hit Success Club every month. But it's not. So when you become a success starter, it is a really incredible thing. And for Heidi, like I really want this for you, because it changed everything for me. And if I can do it, you can do it.
I'm still so confused with all of it.
You just keep doing what you're doing. You just keep doing what you're doing. And you ask all the questions. But
I'm like, what's this? What's this? What's this? I don't know what this is. And you're like, just keep doing it. You're doing good. I'm like, okay.
Just help 3 people. But help yourself first and share what you're doing, just like you've already been doing.
Okay.
Because you are a natural. Like I have been waiting for you to say yes for this forever. So I want this so badly for you, because
today, I mean, me posting that video of me doing that little step was huge for me, because videotaping me and taking pictures of myself is that was huge for me to do something like that.
Well, that's awesome. You're stepping out of your comfort zone to do so. That's huge.
Big time, because I'm kept to myself. I don't like to, like, if somebody messages me, it's like smiley face or, hi, and that's it. I mean, this is all just huge for me.
Good for
it's huge for me. Yeah. This is huge for me, because you were someone I looked up to when I did team and training. And I knew, like, when I did this, I'm like, oh my God, Heidi has to do this too. Like, she'd be incredible. And I know how hard this has been for you. And I know how out of this comfort zone this is for you. But I see how happy you are and how just internally happy and excited you are. And you were just naturally sharing that. Naturally. Like, everyone has already noticed how different you are.
Yeah.
We'll keep getting uncomfortable, because good things happen out of it.
I'm just having problems how to approach. Like, how do you just, how do you word it without sounding sales pitchy? Like I talk to people in person about the program, but how do you go to that step where you go into Messenger and say, hey, I'm doing this. This is really working for me. And I'm saying that on my Facebook page and stuff, but how do you, like reiterate that into Messenger without saying, trying to sound sales pitchy?
I just invite them, like with inviting.
Yeah.
I invite to my challenge group, and I put in my invite the mission behind my challenge group. So my challenge group is called Project Love Yourself.
Okay.
So I talk about how this is a safe place for women to be able to share their journeys, to love on themselves more. It's going to involve fitness, nutrition, self-care. I put in the words of like how I want women to feel being in this group and what this community is all about. That's the language that I use in my messages when I'm inviting people.
Okay. The first challenge group that I have done is the one that we're doing now, that I'm doing with Lola. And I mean, she's kind of being like the head person, and we're all just kind of, stepping behind her.
Which
and
is perfect. Lola's a great leader.
I'm new to this. I have no idea what I'm doing. I'm going to be that question girl, like asking all the questions. So, I mean, I don't even know how to develop my own challenge group. So, I mean, I have a lot of work that I need help with.
You don't have to worry about developing your own challenge group yet. You are always welcome to invite your challengers into our challenge group. Don't feel like you have to just be out there just like doing all these things and not being comfortable doing it.
I mean, because I'm terrified.
Yeah. Yeah. And nobody wants you to be terrified and just being like, I don't know what to do. You just do you.
Okay.
What you just told us, like, this is working for me and I want you to experience this too. That's what you tell people. That's how you invite them. Like, this has changed my life and I think you would really benefit from this. Or, for me, I talk about the community that that I've created this community where people feel really safe and are finding their true happiness and just becoming like really happy within themselves. So I talk about the community. Okay. But you just talk about why you are like, what's so great about this for you. Mm-hmm. That's because you're new. Like you're sharing what you know. And right now, that this program has completely changed your life.
Yeah.
And you want that for someone else, right?
Yeah.
There you go. That's what it is. You want to give this gift to somebody else.
And just keep being a sponge and keep asking questions. That's what we're here for. So don't feel like you're like bothering whatsoever, because you never are. So
ask all the questions, because I had asked all the questions.
I had to laugh. Like, what was it? 2 weeks ago, we were on the meeting, and I'm texting you back and forth. What's this? What's this? What's this?
Yeah, and Amy just brought up a good point. She learned learned about a challenge group just by being a participant in a challenge group. So being a participant in a challenge group is going to help you learn how you can run an effective challenge group eventually as well when you're ready.
Okay.
And you can take things that Heather and I do and use it.
Okay.
Make it take an idea that you're like, oh my God, that's amazing. Like, take that idea, change it up to make it fit you, and share it.
Okay.
Okay. Like, don't reinvent the wheel.
Right.
But honestly, invite people because you want them to have this experience too. And that's all you have to say.
I mean, I do have people asking questions. I had one of the girls that's in our challenge group now. She seems interested. She's doing PIO right now. And she's like, I need, to get back in the game. And, I need somebody to help me, get started. And I said, I am here for that. I will, help you with whatever you need. And I told her about the program that we're doing now and what it's about. And, that I'm having huge success, mentally with it, just in having the physical, part be a little bonus. And she's like, oh, that sounds really good. And, and I told her, kind of what is involved a little bit. And I said, all I need, I said, just shoot me your email. I said, I can send you all the information over. And I haven't gotten an email yet. And that was last night.
Give them time. Be patient.
Do I message her again tonight? Or do I give her a day?
Maybe tomorrow morning. Send her a message tomorrow morning, because you did it last night. Yeah.
Because it could not, I mean, it could just be like, she got busy.
Yeah.
And, you know, messages pile up.
Right.
Or if you're like me, you don't respond to email because you don't, you know?
Right.
So
But you're doing great, and keep asking questions and keep, you know, yeah, sharing your own experience of what you're doing, because you can tell that, you know, listening to you last night and then listening to you tonight, you can tell you have such a passion for this. So
I do. I mean, I've always been a health, you know, fitness person, but this is, I don't know. I told Amy, I said, something clicked this time. I mean, for years I was like, you know, oh, this is just, it's hogwash. It doesn't work. And then it was like, all of a sudden, holy shit, this does work.
that's exactly how it was for her, because she's like, I think I'm going to be a coach. I'm like, oh, okay, let's do it. And so she's like, so we did it together. We did a FaceTime, and all of a sudden she's like, oh shit. I'm like, what? She's like, it says congratulations. I did it.
I love it. Okay, well, thank you so much for all of you hopping on tonight, for coming on live. I appreciate it. I hope you got some great takeaways, and thank you again, Steph, for sharing with us, and I hope you all have a great night. Bye.
Bye.
You bye.